Okay, now that we have the whole bottom part of the box done, we're going to make the top of the box, the lid. And we need to see how big we need to make that. So let's go to inspect and double check here. From inside edge to inside edge is 7 inches, and from our other two inside edges is another 11 inches. So let's go to new part and say start 2D sketch. Right click, use your 2-point rectangle, always start with the origin, and we're making something that is 7 by 11. So 7 tab 11. Let's extrude that. So I hit E, make it a 1/2 inch thick, 0.5, and we're going to make this look like cherry. It's under the W's, and there we go. Let's save that for now. We'll say lid, save. We are also going to make the trim for this. So new part files, and start our 2D sketch. We have one piece. It's going to be 12 inches and a 1/2 inch thick. And we'll extrude it another half, 0.5. We'll make this walnut. Because I like to have the wood kind of stand out. We'll call this 12-inch trim. Then we'll go File, Save As, and we'll make a 6-inch trim piece. You may be thinking, why 6? Well, we had a... You'll be thinking, why 6? Because it's not 6. 7-inch trim. We have a 12-inch side of the box and an 8-inch side of the box, but if the trim is a 1/2 inch thick on either side, we're going to subtract off 1 inch. Okay, so now this is 7-inch trim, but it's not 7 inches, so let's go back to our sketch, change that from 12 to 7, finish sketch and save. Now let's exit out of these, go back to our assembly file, and say assemble, place. If I hold down Control, I can select my 7-inch trim, my 12-inch trim, and my lid. I guess I'll put 2 of these in, and I will right click and delete one of my lids because there's only one lid. Okay, I'm going to assemble just the trim to the lid first. So I'm going to say constrain. I'll pick on these 7-inch pieces. Apply. So I have this mated to the back side of that. I'm going to have a flush constraint. So those are pointing the same direction there. And another flush constraint here. I'll do the same thing with this other side. I will mate first. Oh, not an edge. Make sure you're picking that whole surface. Apply, flush constraint with our 2 sides there, and another flush constraint here. Okay, and then lastly we're going to mate one of these to here. Make a flush constraint there, and another flush constraint there. Underside of it, let's make another mate, a flush, and our last flush constraint with these 2 pieces. Now we need to figure out how to put it on here. I'm going to switch back to a mate constraint. I'll mate an edge to an edge so you can see how it will hinge open. And it looks like it kind of went away. So where did that go? I'm going to hit cancel so I can see. Alright, those must be the edges we mated together. With those two edges there, I go constrain and flush with this side piece and this side piece and hit apply. And now you can see if we actually had hinges on here. I'm not going to make you make the hinges because that's not something that we design. It's not something you would cut out in the wood shop, but everything else is. So this would show how the box would operate and what it would look like open and shut. Okay, let's go ahead and make one of these a click on it, right click, make that a contact set. Click on this front piece, right click, and make that a contact set. Then when you go to inspect, you can activate the contact solver. When you bring this down, the lid will actually shut and it won't go through itself. So you can see how it would actually look as a project. Oop. Sometimes. Okay, there we go. Next part is going to be to make a shelf to go inside of here.